Technologies. We're based in Stockholm, Sweden. We've created tools for for building HTML5 games in WebGL specifically, and we have an engine as well, but I'll get more into that in a bit. So I'll be talking about how to use WebGL and HTML5 in game development. So before I start, so who am I? I have an engineering background. I just finished school last year. I used to be a programmer and a designer, and because I love maths, and so programming, yeah, it just felt naturally for me. But I used to work with art, so I used to work in the art scene in Texas and Portland back in the day, making props, painting, doing ceramics and glass. So you know, game development just sort of was the perfect solution for combining both the creative and the technology part of my interests. And before I was working at Go, I was working in a little company in Sweden called Stardoll, and we were using Unity to create 3D games for mobile. And today I'm an evangelist and a games community manager at Go Technologies. So, and why am I interested in WebGL? I started coding in WebGL about 2 years ago, maybe, because I was seeing a lot of cool experiments on Chrome experiments. And if you haven't checked out Chrome experiments yet, do so and just search for WebGL. You'll see really, really neat demos there. And I want to show you a little clip just to get your interest going in WebGL. This is a project called Rome.
At last, those coming came and they never looked back. With blinding stars in their eyes, but all they saw was black. Fooled them, hoping to seem like a slayer of evil, but the product of greed, and it's not a mask, so be honest with me. We can't afford to ignore that I'm the disease. Practical since we had to be, and when they were old, they came back to me and they tried. Oh, they tried. And when you follow through and wind up on your back, looking up but no stars in the sky, those white clouds have turned it black.
So this is really pretty. And they're combining traditional art. They're also combining, video footage that they've actually filmed, and then adding 3D graphics to that, and it's all rendering in the web. And I think it's about 2 years old, but this is really what got my eye, my attention for the WebGL technology. And so browser games, I mean, a lot of people working with casual games are, doing browser-based games, and this is typically what they used to look like back in the day. Really focused on, the game mechanics and the game design, which is great. They're great games. But WebGL just really pushes more on the graphics side, and just depending on the client that you use, like the mobile device or the desktop computer that you use, you can get really powerful graphics. I don't know if anyone's seen this. It's done on the Unreal Engine. They did an HTML5 and WebGL demo of their Epic Citadel. So if you grab my presentation afterwards, you just surf into that website and check it out. It's beautiful. And this is a game called Hello Run, and it's just a fast-paced, really addicting game. And I'll just show you a really, really short clip of it.
Two worlds apart. I don't want to leave the road that's led us here. It's all that we know.
And this is rendering in the browser. Like, there's no plugins, there's no downloads. This is just instant. Like, you surf to this website, the one I had above. You surf to that website and click play, and then you play. It's neat. And this is another game called Kid Disco. It's a platformer, and also like really using the music to just add to the experience, because audio is half of the experience in games. And it's just showing that WebGL is helping us create this really creative playground. That's what I call it. Like, WebGL is creating my creative playground for building games. And I'll show you. And this as well, you can just surf to that website and just play it. And the neat thing about this is that you can actually, if you have a controller, you can just hook it up, because they're using like the APIs for controllers for the input. Since the web is becoming more mature, there's a lot of libraries out there that are enabling us to just plug in different devices to the desktop. And it just really helps to be more inventive. This is but this is actually an MMORPG online. So again, you don't have to download anything. You just log into the website and you're playing with thousands of other people online directly. And so I was talking about like sort of extending the screen and plugging in different devices. I don't know how many people in here are familiar with WebGL. Just raise a hand. Okay, cool. That's good. For you others, I will tell you in a little bit exactly what it is. But what it does is it enables us to extend the screen. So you can actually use a mobile phone as a controller or as a second screen of the game and play towards desktop or your TV or any other device. This is, I can't really see, but this is Kasing, a company that they're using an app for, or no, it's not even an app. You just use your iOS phone and you surf into a website, and they have this really great cloud-based system where you can just control the game through the iPhone. It's great. Yeah, demonstration. And another neat thing, so you can still be social. Oh, no, thing got cut off. But it's like Google. They made this really neat Chrome experiment where you just take people's phones and you surf into Chrome on the phone on their website, and you can build a whole racing track together with other people, and then you just click on you touch your screen, and that's your car that you race with other people. It's just really cute, and it just allows us to be social, like in person as well. Like back in the day when you were playing on the Nintendo 64, you're playing Mario Kart, 4 people with the controllers. You're able to do this now with the WebGL, and you don't even need the Nintendo or the PlayStation anymore. And another really great thing with that whole like HTML5 web development community is that there's so many developers out there. I think there's about 100,000 iOS developers and 350,000 Android developers, but there's literally like 8 million web developers. And a lot of these are doing HTML5 and JavaScript, which means that if you want to build games, you have the resources, you have the people out there, the programmers. And they're also like really into open source. They're really supportive of each other. So you can find great forums and just great channels and libraries to do pretty much anything. And they will actually write scripts for you so that you can implement them in your game, and they won't even, like, they'll be happy if you use them. They just want to code because they love coding. And so about web, just a little bit about web. So right now for HTML5, I don't know if you guys know this, but the browser support is becoming better. So I think we're at around 82% of all browsers support HTML5. When it comes to WebGL, it's around 53%. So we're getting there. I would say Chrome and Firefox are the ones that support it best. Even Internet Explorer is sort of getting there. And it enables you to go cross-device, which is great. And WebGL stands for Web Graphics Library, and it's entirely made in JavaScript. It's a subset of OpenGL ES. It's specialized for embedded systems. So basically on all mobiles, you have OpenGL ES. And so WebGL is a subset of that. OpenGL ES is a subset of OpenGL. So I used to code in C++ and OpenGL, and that's sort of like when you see these amazing games with amazing graphics, that's why they're usually coded in like Java and C++, but now you can actually do it in JavaScript, and it's amazing. So, I don't know, just quickly show you a little clip here. So grab me afterwards and I'll show you this live on my phone. This is our demo, so. And yeah, just showing that it's working across device. Yeah, the graphics. This is I don't know if you guys know North Kingdom. They made the Chrome experiment. They also did this sort of like thing for the Hobbit movie. Really like beautiful interactive iPad sort of game. And yeah, a lot of tools and engines available. I mean, there's Phaser, there's 3JS, there's Pixie.io. Oh, here, just demonstration of what they look like. There's Turbulence. This is beautiful. And then 3JS, that's what got me started in WebGL in the first place. You can actually integrate video into your games. So you can record through the webcam to play this Pong game with your friends. It's really cool. And our engine is SkeWngine. And again, just rendering directly on the web. We really like graphics, so we make pretty things. And we also have tools. So you can actually just drop your assets into the browser, and it converts it to our format. And we have like a visual programming thing, so if you're not a coder, you can actually just drag and drop and put together little flows. We use like a component and entities-based system, so if you're used to, for example, Unity, and the way that they script there, we have a similar system in the code structure. And I mean, it's risky, HTML5, if you're a small company, because you still have to make money. So some of the challenges are, of course, not all the browsers have the support. It's getting there. Like with the more sort of like open standards on the web, we're getting closer to it, and we're covering a lot of areas, a lot of markets. And performance can be an issue. Everything depends on the client, what computer you're using, what mobile device you're using. It does make a difference. So, like if you're targeting Asia, for example, they may have crappy phones. I mean, they may have that, and that will affect the game. But still, it's in progress. There are distribution and monetization methods. You have Amazon, Chrome Store, and Mozilla Marketplace, and there's no content there. Well, there's a little bit of content, but they need content. Like if you make a game in HTML5 and WebGL, they will be really happy, and there are people there who have money to buy your games. So you can be like an early adopter and sort of get away from the overly saturated App Store or Play Store. And yeah, and the different publishers. You have Spiel Games. You have like Clay.io. You have Market.js, which is like a business-to-business portal, so you can actually sell a gaming licenses to publishers, and cloud games, of course. But if you still want to go native, there's a way to do that too, just using an HTML5 wrapper. So we use Cocoon.js, so we work with Lude. We use Cocoon.js to wrap around the game, so you can actually deploy it and distribute to the iOS App Store or the Mozilla Marketplace, Android Play Store. So you can still, be traditional and go and actually make it an app, but still, like, I think that we need to start rubbing into the ecosystem that Apple's created, because the future is, open browser games. People don't want to download things anymore. They don't want to add plugins, and plugins are getting phased out in Chrome. So we really need solutions for what's going to be happening in the next couple of years, and that's what WebGL is there to help us, and HTML5. And WebGL is just really pushing the graphics, and you can actually create AAA games on on tablet, which is amazing. So, but anyways, grab me afterwards. I can get you an invitation token to our tools if you want. You can check it out. Tack så mycket. And I'll take questions.
So a question for me to start off with. Goo Technologies, what's your business model? You provide tools. How do you make money?
Yeah, so we release released the engine about a year ago. So it's a regular SDK that you download home and you code JavaScript on it. And 3 months ago when we met, it was we released the tools for it. So it's an actual app in the browser to make apps or games. And so it's a monthly subscription. Right now we're still in beta, so it's free right now. But we're going to use the GitHub model. So you're going to be paying a monthly subscription of I think $49 if you use the private, like the pro subscription, so that you have private projects, private repos. People can't fork your projects. If you want to do your project open source and share your code and your assets with people, then it's going to be free still. So because we really sort of want to have a mixture of the open source sort of collaborative community and also make money, of course.
Okay, and you say you're in open beta or closed beta at the moment?
Closed beta at the moment.
Okay, and how does people get their names onto the list? Do they come and speak to you?
They speak to me. I fix it right away.
Okay. So do we have any questions for Sarah?
And
I know you're all very shy, but she's got plenty of lots of exciting demos to show you if you go see her in person. Oh, I have questions at the front.
Yeah.
According to the last speaker, WebGL is not supported on Apple browsers.
Exactly. So what happens right now is that if you download, say, Chrome on iOS, it's not actually Chrome, it's Safari, just wrapped in Chrome, like the design. So that's why we are using the Lude wrapper with the Cocoon.js technology so that you can actually deploy to the App Store.
I might be wrong, but I thought there's actually a browser. If you're using a Safari browser, it won't run WebGL. Is that right?
It works on the desktop, like on the Mac. You can enable WebGL on the Mac. It's just on the iOS devices that you can't.
On a tablet browser.
Yeah.
Right.
So
but for that you have to bundle it into an app.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe Apple is going to implement WebGL, or don't you know?
I mean, you can jailbreak the phone. You can actually, because it is supported. It's just disabled. So 90% of people that use Apple device don't know how to enable WebGL on their phones. So the support is there. It's just for them to sort of make it happen for the rest of the market.
I have one concern with web games, HTML5 games, is that my source is publicly available for those who can play my game. How does your company look at that?
The what?
My source code. People can just view your source code.
Yeah, but that's always going to be an issue with web. People will be able to, if they really want to, they'll hack into your game. I mean, that's like the whole web, though. It's not just the games and WebGL. I don't really know like how to answer this question because it's a challenge. It's a problem actually. So people are taking a risk still with being an early adopter. Yeah.
Thanks.
Any more questions for Sarah? Well, if not, please go and see the demos. They're much better when you actually sort of interact with them.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Sarah, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.